We are live.
Yeah, let me make sure we're good.
We are live.
Make sure
Second live.
Jay don't have us on here looking crazy now.
Right.
No, we're straight. I'm just making sure it's on.
Second live, man.
Hold on.
That's the one thing I can't wait for us to get is like a little producer, you know what I'm saying? That we can have one. Welcome, everybody. We're on YouTube.
That's supposed to be what you do.
We're trying to be on TikTok. We're trying to be on Twitch. We're trying to be on everything worldwide.
Are you streaming it? You getting Ashton? That's your job. You gotta get us right.
Bruh, if you guys can see it, I have this right here. I have the laptop right here. I have 3 windows up. It's a lot going on. Got my over here. I got my phone set up right here. I'm overstimulated.
Hey, but if I trust anyone to run a show, it's you for sure.
Man, that's a lot of love right there.
Yeah, can you check?
I don't see it on. I don't see it. On TikTok.
Yeah, we can just start. I don't know why it's doing that. It's still giving us a hard time.
Yeah, we'll reach out to them again. I'm about to post on Instagram, guys, that we're live. So whenever you guys are ready.
We got the 10 people live and direct. Appreciate you guys joining us. You already know.
Ooh.
Appreciate y'all.
Oh.
That's the J money we know. That's the J money we know. There you go with the
Hey, hold on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Y'all said I was only business right now. We know how to turn it on and turn it off. You know what I'm saying? What's the deal? Appreciate all you guys joining us for another episode. We are live. We're live and direct. Ashton, let us know. Are you going to give us a countdown? Or are we going to go to the 3, 2, 1? Or are we just good to go?
Man, you got to do the intros.
I know. I'm asking you. Are we ready to go?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Jay Rich.
Vegeta KB Dub, man. Appreciate you joining us. TG, appreciate you, dog.
Like the wall, Norris.
Come on now. You see it. Come on now. Come on now.
This to work, but it's not giving us on the TikTok, but it's all good. Let's get it. Are y'all ready?
We are ready.
Welcome to another episode of the Swish Show Live. We are here live, and you already know what it's time to do.
Get up!
It is time to get up. It's 8 a.m. over here on the Pacific Standard Time. It is currently 11 over there in the West. We got the
East
in the background. All right, my bad.
It must be a privilege to be on the East side. It's a privilege.
I didn't get up yet. I'm still asleep a little bit. You know what I'm saying? On the East Coast, it's 11. But, man, thanks for joining us. First ever time, you know, we've been on here on the live yesterday, but first time we've actually promoted it. So give yourself a round of applause. But without further ado, we're going to go to our guest host. Because, you know, I'm the main host. Now I'm just playing. But we got the host. We got Ray McCallum in the building. Ray Mac, former NBA pro, you know, playing overseas currently. We got, you know, my man Norris Cole, 2-time NBA champ.
The champ is here.
Two-time NBA champion. You know, he's still playing, doing his thing too as well. And then we got the girl, ASHTN, Ashton Gooden, with the hair laid. What is that?
10s across the board.
Oh, okay. Big tens. But I appreciate you guys joining us, man, for all you guys that are here. Swish fam, let's get it. Shout out to CL Smooth, man, joining the live stream on the playback. But yeah, man, let's get into the first topic, Ashton. You gonna bring us off?
Yes, sir. Hey, have you guys seen that Tindernism meme?
Oh yeah, yes I have.
Hey, that's how I feel like the Detroit Pistons are doing. They're like 13 Tindernism. Detroit Pistons, they are 13 in a row. I told Norris this before we even hopped on. He said, "What the heck is going on?"
Bro.
So let me read the stats to you so far. Cade Cunningham is averaging 27.1 points, 9.6 assists, 6 rebounds, 44.4 field goal percentage. Then we got Jalen averaging 20.3 points, 11.5 rebounds, 67.1 field goal percentage.
Wow.
So, what do you guys think about the Pistons right now?
The bad boys are back.
Detroit basketball. Hold on,
Let's take it back to 88, 89. They back.
When you read this off, you should have seen Ray McCallum's face. This dude had the biggest grin I've ever seen in my life.
Oh,
hey, we know
Detroit Country Day. He's so happy today. He's super
Detroit.
happy.
Hey, I ain't never seen a smile like that. So we know what team he was rocking with.
my boy had the Colgate smile on, huh?
Hey, cause we ain't seen this. I ain't seen this in forever, bro. They going for the record tomorrow, Wednesday night. It's gonna be tough up there in TD Garden. They got to play the Celtics for 14 straight. That would be all-time record. So, it's a good time for the city, man. What Detroit is doing has been a lot of rough years. Cade Cunningham, you got to put him in that top 5 MVP race right now because those numbers.
Oh, top five. Okay. All right.
Top 5.
Yeah.
Can you repeat his numbers again? You said 27 and
27, 9, 6 or something.
27, 9, 6.
9.6 assists, 6 rebounds, 44.4 field goal percentage.
Team is what? 15-2.
Man,
it's 15-2.
First team All NBA. That's first team All NBA.
He got a shoe coming out too with Nike.
Ooh, got a signature Nike. Signature Nike coming.
Oh man, top 5 might be a little bit strong in my opinion, but hey, they are top. They top 2. I mean, they're number 1 in the East, so I'll give them that.
Yeah, for sure.
Hold on, Ray. You said something though. You said they about to win 14 straight. That's a franchise record. That's not an NBA record.
No, franchise record.
Oh, okay, because you know.
No.
Oh, brother, here we go.
We ran off 27 straight. You know what I mean?
Tell him.
We ran off 27 straight in the yeah. Heatles, Heat Nation, stand up. My bad.
Oh, the Heatles is crazy.
My bad.
It's about Detroit now. My fault.
That's all. My bad.
Yeah. Nah,
but in terms of the Detroit Pistons, do you feel like this is going to be the number 1 team in the East going forward in terms of, this season?
I mean, it's wide open in the East, but I think they're the healthiest. And we were talking about this a little bit yesterday. They play a different style than everybody else. They're not trying to play, copycat basketball. They're playing to their strengths. They're playing their style. They have taken on an identity of their coach. And so I believe they do have a chance to truly be the number 1 seed. And they have a big dog. In order to be a number 1 seed, you got to have one of those big dogs that any night he can take over the game no matter who's on the other side. And Cade is starting to establish himself as one of them ones. Like, no matter who they playing against, I can be the best player on the court. So I like their chances as long as they stay healthy. Because the East is so wide open as anybody's game. So it's going to be who's the healthiest.
No, that's true. I mean, it comes down to who's the healthiest. But even to talk about health, those guys did run off a couple here, 2-week span of wins with some of those big dogs being hurt. But that just gave it to some other guys, a kid on a 2-way to come in. He's, you know what I mean? Like, these guys are stepping up and they filled in that role. But I think, like Norris is saying, if they can stay healthy, they'll have a chance. But it's just so early in the season. So, it's be a lot of ups and downs. But the start they're getting off to is great right now, for sure.
I like the culture, man. I just like how they play. They rough riders. They run. You could tell they in shape. They totally believe in what they doing. It's like you could just tell the culture. Anybody that comes in off the bench, they edgy. I like that. They bring back that old school feel. They really bringing back that bad boys feel to me.
Yeah, and you know what I want to do, dog? The party never ends with JB Bickerstaff. I want to give him a shout out too, by the way, because one thing that we're not really giving him credit for is kind of the identity of what the Cleveland Cavaliers are doing, right now when he was over there. They ran a 3-big lineup. They had Laurie, they had Jared Allen. They also had my man Evan Mobley, Defensive Player of the Year. He put those 3 together, and then a lot of times, people are like, yo, is this really going to work? And look, it worked over there. Then, the situation with him, ended up getting fired, with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and then ended up going to, the Detroit Pistons, and now look what they're doing. They're bringing a new identity over there. I'm not going to lie to you. Last year, the Detroit Pistons won a game against the Lakers. I honestly forgot what the fan base was like. They're in there screaming, Detroit basketball.
Oh, bro.
Like, yo, son, I didn't realize Detroit had that many fans. Obviously, Ray's still one of them because you can see the way he was smiling after.
Hey,
they've been in hiding for so long.
That's crazy.
They've been hiding.
Smiling after you announced it, Ashton. So but
Jordan did the drive-by just now, right?
Damn. Every time,
hey, they've been hiding since 04. They've been hiding since Big Shot Billups was in the house.
Facts. Facts, but
back for sure.
Yeah, but wanted to show some mad love to JB. Yeah, CL, you just said it. Detroit got it locked in, but also to that, I feel like we have two surprises in terms of the standings and statistics of what's going on. Also, the Toronto Raptors, man. Yeah, Glow. That's what we say right now. Me and B.I., Brandon Ingram, he had 40 yesterday. He was cooking up. They're number 2 in the East. Has this been a big surprise? If you would have said at the start of this season that, the Raptors would be 2 in the East, and then also that, the Detroit Pistons will only lost 2 games, and that they'll be at the top of the East, what would you have said to that?
No,
I wouldn't have believed it. I mean, not with the Raptors. There's been so much fluctuation and turnover up there, but I mean, B.I. and Scotty, obviously they've been buying in to Coach Darko up there, and they're creating the culture as well. If you watch how they play, they really get to it. They really get after it with their aggressiveness style of play, and so I think the league is starting to shift a little bit, and especially with a lot of these injuries to star players in the East, like Hallie and Tatum and some other guys that's been hurt. Giannis, he's hurt again. These other young players are starting to emerge and solidify themselves, and by doing that, they're solidifying their teams in certain positions. But there's one thing you mentioned, bro. I want to say Cleveland Cavaliers was kind of soft for letting JB go, because the only reason they let him go is because they didn't like that Rough Rider style that he was introducing. And because he was the coach of the year candidate when they fired him.
I know, it was crazy.
So like I just want to make sure I give JB his flowers for real, because they did him dirty in Cleveland, and now he found a place in Detroit where he can really implement his style, and it's working.
Yeah, no, I rock with you on that, and kind of throwing this to both of you guys. C.O. Smooth said Darko looks like a Bond villain. Laugh out loud. He's so locked in and got the guys playing hard on both ends. Hey, man, you brought the next topic to me. I want to talk about Darko, and we go to you, Ray, and Ashton too as well. But usually when you have a coach kind of with the overseas background, a lot of times there's not the same like buy-in in terms of like, can it work? Can it not? Sometimes the players aren't really feeling it. As you can see, kind of like the little Memphis situation over there, there's a little disconnect. But Darko, if you've seen the videos, hey, yo, that man got them boys really believing. He rocked with the culture too as well. He got his own swag and his own flavor. What are some things you've liked about Darko, Ray? And then we go Ashton, and then we go Norris.
Well, I would say with Darko, he had been in the NBA for a while. You know what I mean? It wasn't like he just came from Europe and just knew that and then just translated that to the NBA and try to keep that European style. So I feel like he's got enough understanding of like how things are done in the NBA, how NBA players on the American side, how they operate, how organization works, how players can respond. And then he also adds like the toughness of like playing defense and at the same time allowing you to have freedom on offense. Where I think what we're seeing in Memphis right now is that coach, he's a great coach, won a lot of championships over in Europe, but I don't think he's been in the States long enough to adapt to like the NBA style. He kind of just brought his format. He was an assistant coach last year. He gets thrown into the fire, and now it's like he's having a hard time, I think, getting on the same page with some of his star players. So I think that's the biggest difference with Darko. And then at the same time, he's authentic. He's being himself. You see how he is in the locker room. They get the change after the game. He's in there dancing. And then with the younger group, like it just the vibe and the energy is better over there. And obviously when you're winning, that helps. But I would say that just him being in a league longer and understanding how it works over here.
I feel like kind of agreeing with Ray, like having that buy-in from your athletes too is very important by participating in certain things like that. Like if you have a younger generation coming on, I feel like coaches are kind of stuck in their ways often. So they don't even try to do like, let me kind of, vibe with the younger guys, because that's what they do. They're kind of more stuck in like their current ways. I know when I played, our coach was stuck and there was no buy-in. We started losing. But as soon as we got another coach or our assistant coach, usually that's what happens. We bond with our assistant coach. We're understanding the plays better. The team chemistry grows from that. So I think that's really important to have a coach like Darko.
Look at the businessman. He got the arms folded. What you got to say, Norris? Dog? What you got to say over there, bro? Go ahead. Get in the bag, dog. Go
I'm
ahead.
with it. I agree. Ray kind of said it. The coach in Memphis, he came in and tried to strong arm the situation, which you do have to be strong. Like, you have to believe in your system, but you also got to understand this is the NBA. You don't win without stars. And you don't win by alienating your stars. You got to work with them. And if you need some education on that, go talk to Larry Brown and how he worked with AI. It was rough at first, but they had some meetings. They kept talking. They kept working it out, and eventually they ended up making it to the Eastern Conference Finals, or to the finals, NBA Finals. Once they got that figured out, and so Darko has been around long enough. Like Ray said, he understands the culture. He up there in the six. You got to have a different vibe up there, and he's vibing with them. And I think European coaches that want to be in leadership positions coming from Europe, you can bring your tactics over, but you also have to relate to the players. That's just something that you have to do, because at the end of the day, players win the game. The strategy that you implement has to be executed by the players.
Yep. And before we go on to the next one, hold on. What did I miss?
I'm gonna lie,
What did I miss? What did I miss? Hold on. Outer space. You are not missing right now. I have to throw that out there right now. Toronto is currently third in the league in field goal percentage and second in assists. That's a steady offense right there. That's a bar right there. He also said the Raptors also have 5 different players averaging 20-plus points per 36 minutes. Efficiency talks, and they're in the groove right now. Oh, my God.
He was in his bag. Outer space is in his bag.
That's full bag work right there,
Outer
bro.
space, Mitch, money, Mitch.
He's a Raptors fan, bro. He gotta be a Raptors.
Yo, you got to be a Raptors fan. Yes or no?
I think he's from Canada. I think he's from Canada.
Yeah, are you?
I think he's Canadian.
Yeah. Hey, yo, go ahead and write that in there, outer space.
Quick question.
Go on to the next topic.
Wait, quick question though, because CL Smooth X said BI and All Star for show. Is Brandon Ingram All Star?
Yeah, of course.
You got Brandon Ingram as All Star right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. If they're second in the East for sure, and he's been hooping. And he said nah, and he said Nash, and he said I'm from Minnesota. He said I'm a Lakers fan. Hey, yo, tell him I got the basketball knowledge.
Hey, my bad. I thought you was from the six with that.
Yep.
Hey, man.
Go on to the next.
On to the next one.
We got
Let me
what?
see. Did it change?
Yeah, well, currently we have Steph Curry.
Yeah. I'm trying to press the button right now. There we go. All right, Steph Curry got him on. So, with that being said, Steph Curry is wearing the Sabrina threes for the first time since 2013. This is the first time we've seen him in another shoe, and specifically Nike. So if you guys haven't seen, even in the tunnel walks, he's been trying on a bunch of different shoes. Everyone's been commenting on them. How do we like Steph possibly going towards the Nike direction?
Dang, we already automatically gave him the Nikes?
Dang, I said, hey, that's how I know men don't listen. That's how I know men don't listen.
No, I never said that. I heard you. I heard what you said, Ash. Don't say that.
You.
Don't generalize it. Don't do us like that.
Because I said, how do we feel about Steph Curry possibly going towards the Nike direction? Possibly. Hey, you didn't read during your test, huh, boy?
We got to name all the other brands. It sounds like, yo.
She said men don't listen, but no, Jordan don't listen.
Jordan don't listen. Yeah.
Hey, I be listening, bro. I was like, dang, we ain't going to throw out the rest of them.
I said possibly. He got the Sabrinas on.
Facts, he is. That's the first time.
No, I think that's cool to see when these top guys got to go through like the free agency situation with the shoes. I just don't like how it had to go down like that, because Steph's such a good dude, obviously iconic player. You know what I mean? I thought what he had going with Under Armour and his own Curry brand was cool to see, but obviously business of it is what it is. So, I mean, personally, obviously my favorite brand is Nike. Nike's been my go-to my whole life. But I think for him though, honestly, if you're looking at the business side, like the Asia market is crazy. And Asia, I guarantee he probably gets 40% of his sales are coming from, or more. Probably more than 40% is his marketing and sales are coming from Asia. Like, I wouldn't be surprised you see like Ling Ning and Anta, those type of brands come involved, try to create some type of shoe for him. Because I think for long term and financially, not that he needs that bread, but they could probably pay more, I would say, than maybe Nike or Adidas might offer him. But since Nike tricked the bag off with him a couple years ago, they might, come back and I don't know. Do you give him the lifetime deal or how do you do it? Because he's at the end of his career, but you want Steph Curry to be a part of your brand, so it's a tough one. And then for him, obviously, he wants to probably keep his Curry brand going and be able to sponsor college teams and everything like that. So I don't know, it'd be interesting. But I mean, Norris played with LeBron, so he knows what it's like being with the top dog, having to, with Nike and that whole experience. But Braun, Kobe, Kyrie, outside of that, I don't know whose shoe is really, to that level.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. It's all about what Curry wants. Obviously, Nike is going to offer him something. I just don't know if they're going to give him the freedom that he's used to having that other shoe companies will give him. Basically, he could do whatever he wanted at Under Armour. And if he goes to the Asian market, he's basically going to be able to do whatever he wants with his Curry brand, have more freedom, things, creativity, things that he want to do. Nike is going to give him some freedom, obviously, but LeBron is the top dog at Nike, and he's going to be. KD's next in line. They've been with him for the beginning of time. So if Steph does go over there, it's just like a legacy play, because Nike has all the marketing basically in America.
Yeah.
But if you really want to like maximize on the dollars and total sales, the Asian market, nobody can compete with them because they have more people. I mean, you can get just 3 countries and outsell everything you might do in America in 3 countries, So, Beijing is huge. You got Shanghai is huge. Hong Kong is huge. It's like, I would think about the Asian market. But if you care about seeing your shoe being worn in America, then you obviously sign with the American shoe company, Nike or Adidas. But if you care about like straight dollars and cents, the Chinese market is where it's at.
Yep.
I mean, D-Wade is making a killing with Li-Ning. You don't hardly see him in America, but he don't care because every time they buy him out, there's billions in China. Ching ching, that mug is going straight to the bank out there.
And he ain't even playing no more.
Yeah.
Yo, Smooth said that's a fact. TG said Norris give them cats some love. Facts. And we saw the cat in the background too, bro. Hey, you was a good cat, my bad, dog. Hey, yo, son, my bad, dog. But kind of going into what you just said, Norris, about the Curry brand. I think that's a big, big piece. Ray said it, mentioned it too earlier about the Curry brand. Does Nike have a LeBron brand or a KD brand? Because I don't think they have a LeBron brand in terms of separation. Curry brand is going to be the way you kind of lead him into doing that. So you're going to give him the Curry brand and then LeBron doesn't have his own side brands, or do you give all of them their own side brands?
Well, it's not a side brand. So you have Curry brand is his now because he's separating, but it was Curry brand was Under Armour. Like he owns his name and he owns his logo. And I believe LeBron owns his too. I think LeBron owns that LBJ, whatever.
Kobe owns his as well.
Yeah, his logo. I think he owns that. Like Kawhi got in trouble.
Kawhi didn't own his. Curry brand is kind of like how Jordan was.
I know that, but LeBron does have that though. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's all goes in one thing. Like Kawhi had that trouble with Nike. Remember, he had to change logos because he signed with Nike first, and he thought he owned his Kawhi brand and his Kawhi thing, and then Nike was like, "No, we own that." So LeBron, I'm pretty sure, owns his own, has his own brand, but he's obviously a lifetime Nike guy.
Yeah.
And Curry it sounds like Curry wants to have a lot of freedom to do what he wants to do and move how he wants to move. And so with Nike, they're going to give him some freedom. I don't know if they're going to give him all of that freedom. That's what I'm saying. Like, they'll let you do some stuff, but Curry sounds like he might want to be independent. It might be what's best for him to be independent, because he has some forward-thinking ideas that not even Nike is doing. He kind of, I don't know if y'all knew what Kobe was doing, but like he's thinking more forward to how Kobe was thinking moving forward.
Yeah.
Interesting. CL Smooth said they wanted to team LeBron and have Luka be the guy, but he went to Jordan.
Yeah, they got team LeBron for sure. I know for sure they do.
Team LeBron, Jordan.
Oh, okay.
And then you had the Curry brand over there with Under Armour.
Yeah, but Outer Space Mitch said currently negotiated a clause in his last contract that allowed him the IP, while also committing Under Armour to build China flagship stores under the Curry brand instead of the Under Armour brand. See, that was strategic by Curry's rep. So yeah, I mean, the Curry brand is a very essential piece to this.
I'm telling you.
That's why I like that you said the Chinese brand, because that's honestly where I was thinking initially. Because Ray, you played in China too as well. Norris, you played in China, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you played in China too, right? Mm-hmm. But people don't realize that Steph Curry is the biggest player in China. Being honest with you, he is the biggest player out there. So in terms of money, revenue, Steph Curry is the guy. So that's why I thought, and he's worn some Chinese brands during the tunnel walks. But yesterday marked first in history, like Ashton said, of him going 13 years without, wearing his Steph Curry shoe under Armour. But yeah, this is like when Kobe was a free agent in 2002. Yeah, yo, facts. You ain't lying about that, bro. That was a big deal. He was wearing the Reeboks and all that. I remember that too. Yep.
Mm-hmm. He was wearing retro Jordans and all that.
Yeah. How long do you think Steph is gonna wait until he decides?
He has another year. He has to finish this year, I think, and next year.
Yeah.
I think his contract ends in 2026, I think.
Okay. Sheesh. Man, that's crazy time. So he can do whatever he wants.
Oh yeah.
And he's still hooping.
And he hooping.
So they can't say nothing about age, getting older. Nah. He'll be an
and come off what he just did in the Olympics. Whew.
Is this considered like free marketing, low-key? For the different brands? So they're probably not tripping.
No, I mean, they sending them boxes. Hey, please wear this.
Yeah, that's right now. I got a lot.
And he's wearing
in the base. Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all see what Outer Space said though? Chinese basketball shoe sales projected to grow 4 times more than the U.S. market between now and 2030.
I believe that. Yep. Hey, yeah, but to go back to what you said, Ashton, before we switch on to the next topic, I know several brands, they have all sent Curry shoes and he's wearing all of them. But they said one of the big surprises, though, in terms of that, a lot of stuff that Curry's getting, he's buying on his own.
Really?
Like it's hard. Yeah. A lot of some of them
shoes buying
on his own.
You believe he's going to buy Nikes?
I can't give the information, but it's somebody from a brand that told me that the shoes that he wore, he bought on his own. I'm not going to say what brand it was, but
Norris is in disbelief right now.
He's not going out sending nobody shopping to go buy his own shoe, bro.
Hey, bro, I believe it, though. I mean, sometimes you want to wear your own. Steph got infinite money, bro. It's like the Grand Theft Auto cheat code.
So many shoes. It's every shoe, bro.
I want to wear them. Go get them. Somebody gonna go get them.
Every team has every shoe back there, bro.
They don't got every shoe,
size. Hey, man, I
want
the Sabrinas tonight. Go back there. Bro. I want the Sabrinas. I wear size 13.
Yeah, the Sabrinas, you can get them.
Yeah,
I got my own orthotic. Bring me the Sabrinas. I'm putting my orthotic in it.
Are you talking about like Shaq shoes? Like
he had the Shaq shoes. He wore the Jimmy Butlers. I know he got that from his teammate. He wore the Way of Wades. You can't get them in those stores. You know what I'm saying? Like potentially.
No, you can't. But all you gotta do is make a call to D-Wade. Hey, ship me them. Bro, I be getting D-Wade. I be getting the Lee Nings.
Somebody sent them. I'm trying to hey, I was told this from my high reliable source.
That's tough. If
he buying, that's cool.
Steph Curry bought them. Hey, yo, hey.
If he's doing that, that's hard. I like that.
That is hard.
If he bought. Hey, ain't no problem with that. But go ahead, Ash. Go on to the next.
If you a shoe company and he bought your shoe though, you better really throw him the bag and you better be sending him first. You better be sending him the offer of a lifetime.
Hey, thanks. Hey, yo.
Lifetime deal. He said super facts in C.
Hey, Steph, since you buying stuff, go ahead and buy some Route 30. Shoot, come on.
Hey,
buying stuff, Steph. I mean, we both wear number 30, Steph. Hey, I know that's right. I need that tunnel walk, Steph.
There you go. Promote the brand then.
Hey, plug talk, real talk,
Real talk. Sacrifice, get back inspired. Come get some, Steph.
I know that's right. Support the business. Support the business.
Yeah. Thanks.
Man, okay, y'all. Next topic: these 8 p.m. games. Meaning it's 11 p.m. Eastern time when they start. Personally, there's a Clippers-Lakers game tonight in downtown LA at Staples Crypto, whatever. That starts at 8 p.m. You guys, how are you guys doing it on the East Coast? Because I'm over here tired.
No one's watching that. That's the problem. I think you got it like an 8 p.m. game, 11 on the East Coast. I feel like that's why the viewership is down. Like What I mean is I don't understand the importance of it because you want kids to watch the game, right? You want to watch these kids, let the kids grow. I mean, they in bed, they got to go to, what I mean, them kids are
Gotta go
going.
to school. They been in bed. 8:30, 9
Hey,
o'clock.
so,
They in bed.
I ain't
At
gonna
11
lie,
o'clock,
man.
they
Hey,
snoozing.
I ain't gonna lie. I used to be in my room when The Rock used to come on at 11 o'clock. And Stone Cold, I used to be in there dead quiet, silent, like, God, please, Mom, don't come in here. I've been waiting to see Stone Cold Steve Austin go crazy, bro. So I'm already knowing 11 o'clock start time. Hey, yo, it's time for bed, dog. Hey, real talk.
Feel me? That's the only thing I don't like. It's like, I mean, it's cool when there ain't nothing else on TV. You can turn the game on, but I mean, nah, the kids is in.
11 o'clock tip off start?
And
Yeah.
so, I don't
No
Hey,
even.
for
way.
the late
I
show,
might
too.
be in
The late
bed, bro,
show
at
is
11.
crazy.
I'm
Bro,
in bed
right.
at 11. Come on
But
now.
Silver, Silver don't care though.
Nah, because they
The
got that.
NBA has showed that they don't care. Now they got that $11 billion deal with what was it Amazon or Peacock, NBC, whatever deal they just signed. He said it. He said if you can't watch the game, it's a highlight league. Go watch the highlights. That's what the commissioner said. So he don't really care about the views. He's like, if you can't watch the game, cool. Turn on YouTube and watch the free highlights. That's what he said out of his own mouth. So clearly they don't care about the fan base being able to stay up and watch the games.
Do people really watch the games anymore, or do they just watch highlights?
They watch highlights.
Highlights.
They just watch highlights, bro.
Only the pure people like us watch games, like basketball enthusiasts. Most people just turn on YouTube and you get a 15-minute clip of every highlight that happened in the game, and you can summarize what else happened.
But
Right.
how can you can't even watch the game though? Like unless you got Prime, Peacock, you got to have the streaming side. Like it's expensive to have all of it. Then
Right.
it's like back in the day when we was growing up, bro. Like the games were just on TV. You could watch, and then Sunday NBC, like it was a thing to do. You know what I mean? But now it's like, bro, I get it. You got to make so much money off of it. It's so hard to watch a game. So one, if I can't afford to get the streaming thing, and if I'm a kid and I'm in bed, I can't watch the game at 11. I'm getting on House of Highlights, Bleacher Report, whatever. I'm on
Swish
YouTube,
culture.
Swish Culture. I'm watching the highlights. That's it.
Hey, I appreciate the
My
love.
bad.
Yeah.
Shout
Hey,
out, bro.
hey, I just picture Ray McCallum, little Ray back in the day. Like it's 11 o'clock. Mom's comes through the door. It is 11 o'clock at night. Button that bed. Hey, yo, son.
I had the timer back then. You can put the little timer.
Hey, yo, when you get hit with the time, you already know. You just run into your bed like, oh, shoot. Hey, yo.
Man,
Yo. Ray McCallum, it is 11 o'clock. No, I'll just play with you, dog. Yo.
Oh,
But yo,
LeBron's playing, Luka's playing.
yeah, exactly, bro. But
LeBron
C.S.
doing your
Lewis said,
homework?
do you fools listen to music or you skim through it? Facts. And he said, I watch games. I got a game going always in all my office. Yeah, out of space. After the
But we could tell.
over the Toronto Raptors, we believe you, my dog. Ain't nobody disputing you right now, bro, because you gave us some real facts. But hey, big time topic, Ashton. Bring them on to the next one.
We know Ray.
This one is the big Dundada.
Okay, man. So yesterday when we're on stream, one of our members in the chat brought up a good question. Is it worth
Pro Vibes is back.
Hey,
Pro Vibes is back.
Here
we go for sure. So, are trainers in the off season important, or would you rather do simulation training more important? So, which one do you prefer?
I'll let Norris go ahead, man.
Yeah, we're gonna let Ray.
Oh my God,
Ray been chopping at the bit. So, listen, I've entered the training space, and I've been obviously working out, playing at all levels of basketball for a while now. I believe that trainers are important, but I believe that training without playing makes you a robot. And so, what I mean by that is, in order to be good at this game of basketball, you need skills. And if you're not the type of like we would watch the game and then we would go out there and we would play on our own. But that day and age is over. So now we have trainers. So you need trainers to help develop your skills. But if you have a trainer that doesn't promote going to play after you train, that's no go. That's no go. Because now you're teaching them to be a robot. And so having a trainer who understands skill development and also in-game training development, those are the best trainers. If you have a trainer that's only concerned with just your skills but not your playing instincts, unless that's what you're looking for. But if you're trying to be the best basketball player, you need skills training first. And then once you have those fundamentals down packed, you need to start implementing game situational training, or else you'll become a robot and then you won't know when to use those tools that you have. Now I'll let Ray go on from that.
Nah. I mean, he said it spot on. I think like when Norris and I was coming up, and now everybody says we used to play way too much, and that's how they said. Well, that's why everyone's getting injured. But if you look at all the players like over the last 15 to 20 years, they're some of the best players in the history of basketball because they grew up hooping. These guys didn't have trainers. They couldn't afford to have a shooting coach and all these things that you have access to now. Like the game is kind of getting away from
The essence.
yeah, and just pure basketball. It's like you just would watch someone play on TV or you go out to the park, you would just have a feel for it. And that's why all these players, the game is natural. And that's why Steph and the way these guys play have kind of changed and shifted the culture. I feel like now it's like I got a trainer. Who's your trainer? Who you training with? You know what I mean? It's like kind of teaching all the same stuff. You know what I mean? But that might not fit your game necessarily. So what Norris is saying, like, yeah, if you have a trainer that doesn't want you to go hoop after y'all just worked out an hour, 2 hours on all these different moves, you got to go and see if it translates to the game. Because we can work on this all day, and your parents can pay me X amount of dollars, and even if I played in the NBA or wherever I played, I can help you learn how to do X, Y, and Z. But if it doesn't translate, then you're really wasting your time. And I think that a lot of trainers now, they don't want kids to go play. They just want them to come work with them, and then I that's the part I don't like. You know what I mean? But the ones that do promote working out with me, training, and let's go hoop and see how it works. I like that. And I think with a lot of NBA players right now, you're starting to see they go and train with all these trainers, and all these trainers got these kids doing the same workouts. Okay, it's cool if Norris and I do the same workouts. We're both point guards. We want to score. We're gonna make plays. That's cool. But a big man should not be doing the same workout that Norris and I are doing. You know what I mean? Like a 3-man should not be doing the same workout that we're doing. And I'm seeing that, and it's like clockwork. Guys don't want to get creative. That I hate because then guys go to their NBA teams, and then the team is looking at them like, "What did you do all summer?" You know what I mean? And then they're beefing with their player development coaches. Then it's just a whole. But it starts like at a young age. These kids are 10 years old and they got a trainer, and that's cool. But you still got to be able to hoop at the end of the day.
Yep. And the best thing I would say for the higher level players and for you trainers, if you really want to maximize your relationship with the players and with the teams and organizations, ask the player what their primary role is on the team and work on that first to make sure they can do that. If they're a 3-and-D guy, make sure they're able to run to the corner, shot, resurface, shot, dribble handoff, cut through, kick back out to the corner, shot again, because a lot of that's their job description. And then at the end or on a different day, work on some ball handling, shot creativity, because their primary job is what they get paid to do. For you NBA trainers out there and for you college trainers out there, they have to be able to do what they're on scholarship for. If I bring in a kid to be a shooter and that's his primary job on my team, I want to make sure on the offseason that's what he's focusing on. Yeah. Yes, he needs to work on ball handling a little bit, but I brought in another point guard on scholarship, 2 other point guards to do that. Make sure you're working on his shooting first before you start working on his one-on-one pull-up stuff. Same thing in the NBA. If I'm paying a guy $70 million to be a cutter, a three-point shooter, run the court 3-and-D guy, make sure in the offseason that's what we're working on first. Sprint to the corner shot, sprint to the wing shot, handoff, surface, come off the handoff again, underneath screen shot, starting to pin down, run off shot. Like that's gonna be your job in the NBA season. So work on that first, and then sprinkle in, because you do want to get better. Of course, you want to get better, but you got to do what your job description is first, and then that way these teams will be more happy to have you come in their facilities and work with the player. Because, we've heard, Ray, some teams hate when a player bring in their outside trainer on property ground to train. They hate it because, like, man, he in there working on this when he need to be working on that. But that would never happen if trainers work on their primary responsibilities first
Yeah.
And sprinkle in some of their weaknesses. And then go play.
Yeah. Cause I want to clarify too, kind of what I said, like, because Norris was talking about like knowing your role in your situation. Like, there's levels. Like, okay, if I'm a young kid and I'm growing and I'm trying to develop, like, yeah, okay, it's cool to have a trainer to teach me how to shoot, dribble, pass, handle the ball, like the basic basketball skills. And then if I'm the guy in high school and I get to shoot 15 times, like, like, okay, that will work. And then when you get to college though, and I feel like unless you're a top player in college and you're working with, like, at that point, you're going to become a role player a lot of times. In college, you might have the chance to be a top 3 player on the team, have the keys, and be the guy. But when we're talking about getting to the league, that's kind of where I'm more standing on is like, you got to know your role. Like Norris said it yesterday, you got your top 3 guys that are your main guys. Everybody else is a role player. So, yes, okay, you got to have your bag work because at some point you might get thrown in the fire where you need it. But do you really need it, though? No, because Norris, you ain't coming into the Miami Heat getting 15 shots and you ain't getting 4 low and ISO work. No, you're not getting that with D Wade and LeBron out there.
You're
So
not.
you know your situation. And I think a lot of people don't know their situation. They be blind to it. And there's a lot of outside trainers and people in their ear telling them, like, you got to do this, you got to do that. No, you got to be able to knock down a corner 3. You got to be able to get a stop on defense, score in transition, and that might be the only 2 shots you get a game: a layup and a 3. That's it.
And if you're a good trainer, you know how to train and work on that. You
Yeah.
know how to create different shots, different angles, how to cut, teaching them angles to cut, spacing, to resurface and shoot. If you only know how to handle the ball, do on the ball stuff, training, you're a limited trainer out there. Like if you don't know how to work on, spacing and shot making without handling the ball, then as a trainer, you probably got some more work that you need to do, because in the NBA, 2 dudes dominate the ball most of the time. 2 or 3 dudes. The rest of the guys, like me, I had to change my whole game coming into the league from college. I was used to having the ball in my hands, shooting off the dribble 90% of the time. When you play with a superstar, 90% of your shots are going to be catch and shoot. That's a whole different feel from off the dribble shooting. So you got to replicate that all summer long. And if your trainer ain't doing that, he's doing you a disservice.
Facts.
Like, well, you say, yeah, my bad, we keep going on this topic, but it's for me.
Look at
Get on, Ray.
like,
Get on, Ray.
Right.
Hey, get on, Ray.
Norris said like he had to change his game completely. I feel the same way. Like in college, we had the ball in our hand. We get to the mid range. We can get to the basket. We got the trade, whatever it was. Like we could create our own shot. Then I got to the NBA. Man, I never had to play like middle pick and roll and like hit the pocket pass. Like that was not really something and I didn't have to come off and then read this guy hit the skip pass. Like I was like the guy, the option. I'm going to get the bucket. I'm getting to the rack. I'm getting to the foul line. I got the mid range. You know what I mean? If not, I'm coming off. I'm swinging it. But then in the NBA, I'm out there with DeMarcus Cousins. So it was like he wanted a high middle pick and roll, and then I had to hit him with the little short pocket pass at the elbow. I never had no one in college doing that. You know what I mean? Or like a simple, I could always throw the ball in the post, but in college, we wasn't really playing out the post and cutting off guys like that. I get to the Spurs and stuff, and I'm like, dang, I got to really fake high and bounce it low, cut off Tim Duncan, get to the other side, allow Danny Green to cut to get to this corner. Like, those are things that, like, they expected me to know. And I'm like, bro, I'm in my 3rd, 4th year in the NBA, and I'm like, I ain't really, like, that ain't really, you know what I mean? So, like,
yeah.
And that's when you learn, like, oh, okay, there's a different level to like skill development and understanding how to adjust to different situations you're in. That's how I kind of see it.
A lot of great takes.
Hey, the chat's going up too. The chat is going up.
I gotta bring my 2 cents into this because I agree with everything you guys are saying. I'm gonna start off with that, but also we got to look at from the trainer's point of view, and I want y'all to answer this. Right? We got fear, and we got money.
You expensive, you know that.
Yo, fear and money. Number 1, you tell a player, hey, yo, guys, we got to play that role that you was playing, on that Golden State team where you that corner 3 guy. We ain't getting to the bag work. You're probably going to lose them. They don't want to hear that. I'm just telling you, they do not want to hear that. You're going to have to get into the bag work between the legs crossed. I want to get into my bag. This is the whole point of me coming here. I'm not coming here to be the corner 3 guy that I was all season. I'm not feeling good. I'm not feeling confident. I don't want to do that. Number 1. Number 2, a lot of times, especially in the league, a lot of trainers don't have 8 to 10 guys like we have in LA. They might only have one. So whatever you do, all right, we'll work on that, my dog. As long as I don't lose you, because I know there's a million sharks up there in the water, probably DMing them saying, hey, bro, I can get you better, dog. Look, if we do X, Y, and Z, this is the situation. So the trainer,
they sound like they're fiending.
Look, they already know what's going on. So like a lot of times, like I always look at it from outside of LA because LA is a lot different. A lot of guys have different guys in LA.
Same in Miami.
Giving the guys, same with Miami, you know, Remy, you know, you got you got my dog
Ronnie
Taylor, Ronnie T over there.
Oh, Ronnie Taylor.
Yeah, so that's cool. But a lot of guys in other spots, they only got one.
That's a good point.
I ain't losing that guy. So a lot of times it'd be fear. And it's also, you know, money too, because the amount of money that they get from a player or they spent all that time and work with them, they ain't going to do something to mess it up. So how do you guys feel in terms of that? Because that's a big component too that I see is like a lot of times trainers are fearful of losing their guys, number one. And then, you know, number two, you know, their guys telling them like, man, my coach wasn't really playing me like that. You know, he had me in this role. I want to work on my bag work. And then a lot of times, you know, I go out with Swish, go out and record it. I get a million calls like, Jay, that don't really translate. I'm like, hey, this is what my man's going to do. But I've also seen cases where you put a dude in a role. He honestly was way better than that role. He works on his bag, and then he comes into the season when he finally gets that role, and he's ready for that. So talk to me on those things. I just had to throw that out there.
Uncle UJ said it. Or yeah, he said it. Guys don't hoop no more.
Yeah.
They don't play pickup anymore. So like if you go around any college team, if Norris was in Cleveland State and if I'm back in college, if I was in Cleveland, I could be like, yo, y'all playing it like in the summer, y'all hooping today? Bro, they hooped at open gym was every day. In Detroit, bro, I can go hoop anywhere. When I in LA in the summertime, bro, UCLA, they used to have the old Clippers facility. We was hooping at high schools. They were just hooping. Now, like, they don't hoop like that no more. Uncle UJ got me turned up. But like the kids, it's all with the trainers. But to go with the trainers and the payment and all that stuff. No, I mean, I get it. I respect all the trainers. Like I rock with all the trainers. Shoot, I go and work out with the trainers. But I think there's a difference in like me being 12, 13 years in the game is like at that point I know what my game is. So like, and I've seen all the defenses and I've seen everything. And I think if you have like an experienced veteran player who knows what his role is going to be, man, he can do any of that stuff in the gym because when he gets to the season, he knows what it is. But I think it's more so like these younger guys that are trying to develop and work their way up is getting with a trainer that fits you, or obviously being in LA, Miami, wherever you want to be. But he's got to help you just translate your game to the system of the team that you're in. Because Norris could tell you, like, it takes years for you to, like, you have to be the 3-and-D guy. Then your role gets expanded. And then you get paid and you get your next contract and then you can work your way up. But I think with the trainers, going back to what you were saying about, like, the fear of losing guys is, I feel like sometimes they don't really even know what your situation is. Like, are they really watching film of you? Do they really know your game like that? Are we just looking at numbers, or like, what are we going off of? Or some of them want to look good on social media. They want you to pull up. Man, I had so-and-so in the gym today. Like, we was doing this. We spinning around, sidestep threes, and V to the snatch back to the L. Like, it sounds cool and it looks cool. But if I'm not really a top 20 player in the NBA, like Norris, who's getting to do that in the game, though, really?
Man, only like the top 20 dudes you just said. But I think also how the trainers communicated with them. So if you're worried about losing a guy, work on your communication speech. Like part of training, part of coaching is not just the drill work. It's the mental, how you communicated with the player. So if you communicated with him like, hey, listen, we're going to work on your bad work, but let's start off on this first. Let's start off on your fundamentals, start on your job first, and we're going to sprinkle that in off of that because I got to make sure you stay in the league. You know, if you do the wrong thing, you can be traded and be out the league. You know, you got the other way where they get traded and they get to do more, but you got that other side too. You don't do your job, and guess what? You out the league. So let's take care of first things first. We're gonna work on what they asking you to do to keep them off of your back, to keep that check coming, and then we'll sprinkle in some of that bag work. It's about how you communicate it, and if you're a trainer and you don't know how to communicate it, then you will have an issue. But you also have to have some type of integrity too, like. if you scared to lose something, like
it was never yours.
It's never, yeah. Like why? What you scared of? If you being pure, you telling the truth, and you doing good work. If you lose them because of that, then you just lose them. Because guess what?
Hey, some people can't lose a guy though. Imagine
listen, let me tell you something. I've been working with a lot of trainers. I've worked with a lot of the top trainers. I mean,
of
Remy,
course, you work
Chris
with the top
Johnson,
trainers.
94 feet a game in the OG field. Micah Lancaster, Justin Zarmello, analyze the game.
And those are big. Those are big names.
They make more money. They make more money not working with pros. They make more money.
Of course, and I agree with that.
There's more.
What about the people that only rely on that pro as a source of income?
What if I'm that trainer in Maine and I got Cooper Flag, right? And Cooper Flag want to do it.
If you train Cooper Flag, that means every kid in Maine is going to want to work with you. And so whether you once you have Cooper Flag, even if he leaves,
you don't want to be the guy that lose Cope. Because once you lose Cope, it's gonna spread like wildfire. They're gonna be like,
no, it's not, because they're gonna want to be Cooper. They're gonna want to be Cooper. So if you have Cooper and you lose him, guess what? Cooper had to be I had to be some type of way for him to even want to work with me. So if I lose him, that's not an indication on me. That just might mean, hey, he wanted something else. But there's for a pro workout is like, depending on who you are, $300 an hour, $250 an hour, $175 an hour, and then some is outrageous, $400-500 an hour. You know how many kids you can work out? If you can work out a kid, like a group of 5 kids,
$400 or $500 an hour
in the same for one player, you can make more than that working out 4 kids at one time.
For sure.
Wait, $400 or $500 an hour?
Oh, it's crazy.
Hey, we in the wrong business.
I don't agree with you. Hold on.
But I'm just saying, the training business, like, it's easier to work out 4 or 5 kids and get more out of those 4 and 5 kids in that same hour than working out with one pro. So working out with the pro is good, but it's also good for your recognition. But as far as your legitimacy as a trainer, just because you don't have an NBA player don't mean you're not a legit trainer. That's not what that means. And if you have one that doesn't want to, work out a certain way, of course you try to work with them. But at the end of the day, you have to be true to who you are.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a heart surgeon, you ain't doing brain surgery. If you're a shooting coach, then you a shooting coach. If you a guy that can do it all, it ain't many trainers that can do it all. Everybody can't be OG Phil Handy. Everybody ain't, what I'm saying? Everybody ain't that. He can do it all. But if you, whatever your role is and your specialty, stick to that. And if a player ain't with that, it's cool. There's so many high school kids that need work. There's so many college kids. This NIL guys can pay their trainers too now. Like, so it's not a limited business. There's so many overseas guys that's coming overseas to the States that's trying to find good work. And so I would say, know their job, know how they play, and be like, hey, we're going to work on what your job description is first. Then we'll work on that bad work. And if you lose them because of that, then you lose them.
I have a question.
Nah, it's not no illusion. Go ahead, Ashton. I'll let you go. We go. Then I'm going back to the bag. I gotta get back to the bag work.
In the off season, which one do you guys think is more valuable? Going to open gyms or working out with the trainer?
You gotta have a balance.
You gotta have a balance.
Depends how old you are too. It depends how old you are. Because if you're an older player, you ain't gonna be running all them open gyms.
Nah. Cause
bro, KD is in every open gym that I've seen.
He's different though.
Yeah, he just
yeah, he different. Imagine being a corner 3 guy in open gym. Some guys don't get no touches and they be hot. They like, I'm never coming back. Yo, facts. I've seen that on multiple occasions. Them boys, I sold out 4 times. Dude over there like, oh, I ain't getting it. I bet I ain't pulling back up. No, it's over with. Nah,
it's done. It's done.
Because I think in the summertime, in the off season, I only think you probably can only get better at like maybe 2-3 things max. There's just not enough time to like work on 5 different things and just it just don't really happen. So like, that's my thing about that. I would say you definitely got to train. You got to work to improve. And then like what Norris is saying, based on your age, I mean, someone older ain't just trying to go to open gym every day and just be running up and down, tearing up their body, especially if they playing high minutes during the season. So that goes to it. And I know Jordan's on the bag working all that, but also with the communication on the trainer too is like, you're going to lose the kid if he goes and has a bad season based off what y'all did all summer and his team say he ain't getting no better. You know what I mean? So the key is to make sure that you every day helping him improve his game to where he has a role on his team and he can, have a good season. I think that's a major thing too. I think that's why a lot of guys don't come back to certain trainers. But
there's no mastery anymore. Trainers is working on everything instead of, like you just said, one or two things get better.
I
Some
agree
teams,
with you, bro.
nah, Jordan, bro, you ain't understanding, bro. These
I
trainers is doing
understand
100
both
different
sides. So
things
look,
every day.
believe it or not, hey, Norris, I 1,000% agree with what you and Ray are saying. I'm going to tell you what I hear too, on top of what we say and what they say, because there's a lot of times, like we've seen the greatest in terms of the training space. We all have, right? But I'm talking about that guy that's from Boston that only got one. Then next thing you know, they on Instagram. Shout out Chris Brickley. They on there with Brickley. And then somebody feels some type of way because they like, man, I don't know if my guy coming back. So they trying to figure out ways that they can keep their guy there. You know what I'm saying? And then to the general public, it don't look like it's their guy. They're like, yo, he hasn't been with you all summer. So I'm just telling you, like, the fear is a big component in this training game. Just being honest with you about you losing your guy. So I get both sides. But if I'm speaking to a guy in Boston in the middle of somewhere that we don't know of, or in Maine somewhere that we don't know of, that only has one guy, he gonna listen to what the guy tells him. Like, yo,
people ain't property, man. These trainers is treating these dudes like they property. Ain't nobody like treating people like they go work, right, man?
I agree with you. I'm saying though, man. So if you a guy that's feared, I mean, like a fearful trainer, because a lot of trainers are very fearful. I'm just telling you, they ain't gonna ever admit it in public, but they are very fearful of losing their guy. So they're gonna do whatever it takes for them to keep that person. How do you manage it? You know, in the term of a standpoint of like, okay, the team wants me to be in the corner, shoot corner threes. A lot of the reason why you don't see that player go to the summer back to their team's facility, because they don't want to do that. They don't want to sit in the corner. They losing their confidence. They don't want to do that, right?
I get that.
Yeah, so how do you do that and be like, okay, we're going to work on the bag work? Do you start off working on the bag work first that he wants to work on? Or do you start off him shooting corner threes? Because I'm pretty sure if you tell that man to go shoot corner threes in the first 30 minutes, that man, you're going to lose him. So I think you would start with the bag work a little bit first, then transition. Let me sprinkle in a little bit of corner threes real quick before we get to the break. Then we get there, and then at the end of the workout, the last 30 minutes, we work on full of what the team wants to do. That balance. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
You can definitely balance it out. It don't matter what order you do it in, but the key factor is work on what your job is. That's the key factor.
I agree with that.
And when you can sprinkle in, I'm telling you, the good trainers know how to communicate it to the guys. The good trainers just do. I got a consulting company. If you want to know details, pay me, and I'll really tell you how to do it.
Hold on.
I'll tell you how to do it.
It's expensive, you know that.
I'll tell you how to do it. But let me tell you, there's a way to do it.
Hey, hold on. I gotta put the money sign on that, bro. Yo, that was some swag. I ain't even
Come to Route 30 Consultant, and I'll tell you how to do it, trainers, if y'all need some help on that, and players. But there's a way to balance it out without losing your guy. Because you have to do the job description first. You have to, or you will be out of the league. That's how serious it is.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But there's a creative method to do it. You know, working on ball handling first. You know, work on some quick stationary moves into form shooting. Like there's many different ways to where they don't feel like they just run into the corner shooting. There's many different ways to do that. You know, and I'll help y'all do that if y'all want to know details.
Right, be honest. Ray, and Norris, be honest though. And I agree with you.
I did it though.
Need to work on what translates. But if you start off that workout, you're going to have one day, the first day, he's going to be like, all right, I see what my man's is on. He got me running to that corner three. I told him what it was. He had me run to that corner three one more time this week. He's out of here. I'm telling you that right now, he is gone. So we got to figure out a balance, bro. You got to start off with the bag first.
Bro, when I played for the Heat, Jordan, all we did was give the ball up and run to the corner. And during practice, when I worked out with the Heat coaches, that's all I did was work on spot shooting, catch and shoot shooting, and all that. And with my personal trainer, I would work on that shooting to master that, but then we would sprinkle in, you know, some off the ball stuff to make sure I was sharp on my natural game. You know what I mean? But we always worked on my job description first, and so that in the game I could know what it looked like when I wanted to catch and rip through that was gonna be my chance to put it on the ground. So I would work on catch and shoot, then catch 1-2 dribble, pull up. Okay, catch 1-2 dribble, back out, make my move. So there's a way to incorporate what you primarily do, catch and shoot. Then the next progression, come off the dribble handoff, catch and shoot. Come off the dribble handoff, rescreen. Like there's ways to do it to where you don't feel like you just running to the corner and doing it. And so that's how you sprinkle it in. And then you constantly communicate, because a lot of these guys, it's about what's in their brain. They weren't about what it looked like. And if you're a trainer from the outside, you got to kind of help reprogram them and feed them that confidence. Like, hey, you a killer. You a killer. It's all right. Work on your timing. Work on your timing. Like your time coming. Your time coming. So it's like a whole psychology method to the training. It ain't just what you do on the court. It's what you're saying to them while they're training, which they'll be like, you know what? He right. It's going to work. It can't just be like, hey, run to the corner, shoot 100 threes, run to that corner, shoot 100 threes. Yeah, I'm out of there. Like, that's not what I came to do. But
that's what I'm telling you, bro. But
yeah.
that's the disconnect. And we'll have a full convo about the disconnect between NBA teams and regular teams. But NBA teams, they do that. They expect the dude to just go run in the corner the whole time. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, but you gotta remember though. You gotta remember though. The NBA team is structured. They have a pay structure. And they want you to do according to the pay structure.
I agree with
and
that.
So these trainers got to understand they're creating masters of nothing and being good at everything. And there's no mastery when you're doing 5 and 6 different things every day. The Kobe way, the Mike Jordan way, the Tim Duncan way, like the greatest of all time, they master stuff. It's stuff that they did every single day. And then after they mastered that, then they put a counter to that. But these dudes come in and do 5 and 6 different. They do a different workout Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There's no mastery in that, and so
I agree. But we talking about the NBA. And bro, we could talk about this all day, and we're going to probably continue to talk about this. But this, honestly, as of right now, starts off in high school basketball right now. People are afraid to lose their guys. I'm telling you, and the parents are a huge part of this problem, because a parent will pull a dude if they're not liking what's going on. And a lot of times the trainer is in some type of dilemma where they're like, bro, I can't afford, I didn't put all this work in for me to lose Johnny to this guy. I'm not having it. So that's how they think. So a lot of times they conform to that. Punch, dribble, sidestep, between the legs, cross. They're going to do that first. And then they're going to put them into the corner and let them shoot a couple of threes. But for the most part, they're going to do what the parent wants them to do. So that's the problem that we're in currently right now, bro, is what I'm trying to tell you is that.
And training is just like any other business. Mercedes-Benz do what Mercedes-Benz do. They ain't trying to be BMW. If you want BMW, go buy BMW. That's what I tell you.
Hey, they looking at, I'm telling you right now, they looking at
Gucci ain't trying to be Louis V. If you want Louis V, go next door and get Louis V. If you want Gucci,
we want the Kobe posters in the back. I can't afford that. I'm sleeping out of my car right now. That's what some of them dudes are sleeping out right now. You got the black on black with the black couch. We trying to get that. We trying to make sure we secure the bag. So that's what
I would tell trainers though, work on being well-rounded before you jump out in that space though too. Like, know your game, because if one parent might, you might lose it, but there's other parents that's also looking. So one man's trash is another man's treasure, bro. So maybe they might not get it, but if you know you giving good work and you know you've been doing your research and you got good stuff, man, if you lose a kid because of that, maybe you need to lose them, because sometimes quality is over quantity, bro.
Yeah.
Right, Billy. Be honest, right? Do kid trainers want to hear that? One man's trash is another man's treasure. You cannot tell a trainer that right now in this area. You know that, right?
I get, but we're missing one thing: is players talk and people talk. So I think the main issue here is like social media is why these kids are leaving.
Of course,
because they're seeing.
I agree.
Jordan goes and records his workouts and Because what the trainer has to do, and you have to do this, is if you don't have the clientele, right, and you have a couple NBA guys, you get the footage, right? You record them in the summertime. And then what Norris is saying, you can make way more by training the kids. The kids' parents are going to have you go train with that trainer because you worked out this NBA All-Star, you trained this NBA player, this guy, and then they see them, oh, okay, if he goes and works with them, they'll help him get to that level. But most of these players that are these pros have started training with these trainers their 5th or 6th year in the NBA. Like, that skill set is already there. They're just adding to the package. Like, they have that. So, like, it's hard for a trainer. I understand what you're saying, like, to say the wrong thing or not do X, Y, and Z. But, like, same as Norris, bro. When I was in San Antonio, I used to hate them coaches' workouts, bro. It was straight up corner threes, game shot, 50 made in the right corner, 50
I agree.
left. We started off with all the Tony Parker finishes, the James Harden, all the different Euros, and then it was free throws. That was it. I'd be in there for 1 hour. I would have to come back at night or whatever with my guy and do my own thing, like he said, to keep my game sharp. But I think the main thing is the social media and then the communicating with the player. That's it. But that's the part that's missing.
But you're speaking to the popular guys. I'm talking about that trainer from Detroit County Day that only got one of them.
And 1 second. Hold on 1 second, because this segment has been on for a couple minutes. So we're gonna do our final words on this. While Jordan, you're gonna get the over and under stuff together. But everybody, this is y'all final
words. I don't have that over and unders. We might have to finish with this.
My final word is
final
this.
Words.
My final word is this. I would say, I think a player will respect it more if you just be honest and keep it real with them. Once you get to the league and you've been doing your thing for a couple of years, you know what's real and what's some BS. You know when someone's trying to get over on you, just get some bread. You know when someone wants you in there to say that I trained so-and-so, just add another guy to a list, right?
But you also got to add in, though, some people don't have that. I'm talking about, what if you're a guy that has, let's just use for the sake of the drill, AJ DeBonce or Darren Peterson.
Who? Say it again.
Let's just for the sake of the drill, if you have an AJ DeBonce or a Darren Peterson, this is your first go around. He hasn't been to the league yet. He
doesn't know yet, because I said it's got to be someone who's been in the league maybe 3 years, 2-3 years, where you've been around enough to understand. Like, when you coming from high school as a top player, someone is holding your hand, bro. When you to the NBA, holding your hand. Like, if you're a top player, you got an AAU coach, family member, everyone's holding our hand, bro, like guiding us through the journey. But once you're in there, no one can hold your hand no more. When you get drafted and you the number one pick or you the 50th pick, you got to prove that I'm the number one pick. When you the 50th pick, I got to prove, I got to show I belong. It's like, and then each year you got to like prove to everybody. You know what I mean? That never stops. So like, that's why I said like year 3, because it's going to be a time where, okay, if I'm a first round draft pick, my first year, second year, they might make excuses for my opportunities, maybe why I didn't play that well, or is a coaching change, or I'm getting adjusted. But once you get to that third year, bro, like, you're grown. I don't care if you come in at 19 or you come in at 22. Like, you're grown. You done been through you've had enough experience. You see how it works. Like, you know what's real at this point, and you know what's some BS. So that becomes when, at that age, ain't no one holding your hand no more. I got to figure it out on my own. So I noticed I want to be in LA this summer. I want to be in Miami, because I'm trying to run around and chase the work. But I'm not getting my work done in the gym. And that I know that this trainer wasn't better for my game.
You're a little breaking up a little bit, dog. Okay.
You got to know, it ain't like your gym. It's not your grown at that point. And I don't know. It messed up?
No, you're good. You're good, bro. Good.
Damn, where'd y'all hear me?
No, you're good. You're good. Keep going, bro.
You said they was in LA and Miami chasing the work. They need to know if they was working on their game or not.
I'm telling you too, right away, Ray. We gonna bring the heavy hitters in here. I'm calling Dash. I'm calling CJ, and I'm gonna call the guard whisperer. It's gonna be live in here.
We're gonna get Remy in here. We're gonna get them all in here.
Yeah, all Remy. Let's do it. Taylor, all of them. That's easy. That's one phone call away, like Chingy. But go ahead. My bad. You kind of breaking up again a little bit. Yeah, we losing Ray a little bit.
Yeah, I'll say while we getting Ray back connected.
You got to know your bro, tripping. I was going in on everything.
Hey, Playback said, "Yo, we got to get this man the orange Wi-Fi symbol, dog. I ain't never seen the orange Wi-Fi symbol. They gave you that just now, bro."
Yeah. But I'll close. I'll say my final word. I say part of what Ray was right. You got to be real with the player. You got to be able to communicate. But as a player, because I know both sides now, as a player, you also got to be real with yourself. You got to be real with yourself. And you understand, the average career in the NBA is 2 to 4 years. So you need to know your job description. Working on your bag. Might be 2 years, right? So working on your bag will get you kicked out this league if you don't do what we ask you to do from the team standpoint. So if a trainer comes to you and say, "Hey, I want to help you get better at your weaknesses and your bag work, but you need to do this in order to keep that roster spot. As a player, if you fire that guy, then anything that happens to you after that is your fault. If you fire a guy because he kept it real with you and he said, hey, listen, I know you want to work on your bag work and we're going to sprinkle that in there, but I got to make sure you are a specialist at your job descriptions, because at the end of the day, players are slotted. If you look on the board of GM's draft board, they got impact players, which are the star players like the superstars. Then they got the B-level players like the you had Dame, then you got the CJ McCullough type, that can support the star player, the Kyries and stuff like that. And then you got the role players, 3-and-D guys. Either they're athletic defenders, shot blockers, 3-and-D athlete shooters. That you're slotted, and you need to know where you stand. And you got to be real with yourself. And if you're a 3-and-D guy and you're trying to work your way up to being like a level 2 guy behind a superstar, yes, you have to put in certain work, but you got to make sure you stay on the roster so that you are recognized for being good at what you do. Because if you're not, you will be out the league. 2 years, bro. Guys is doing 2 years and being out. Like I can't exaggerate how real that stat is. Like you look at a guy and be like, man, where is he at? Oh, he in the G League. Where he at? Oh, he out the league. He over in Europe, China somewhere. Like, and there's nothing wrong with going to Europe or China, but I'm just saying, if you want that NBA to stick, you got to have a definite role. And if a trainer is keeping it real with you, as a player, you got to keep it real with yourself.
Dang. Perfect. Jordan, what about you?
Hey, man, we're going to end on that because we can speak. I agree 1,000%. I want this to be known. I'm here to give y'all both sides of the situation. I agree with Ray, and I agree with what my dog Norris is saying. 1,000% I agree with him. I'm just telling you what I hear from the trainer side. So that's the only reason.
I've heard that too, Jordan. I've heard that too.
Yeah,
I tell trainers to stick to their guns, though. I tell trainers to stick to their guns.
That's all I'm saying. I agree with Ray and Norris. I just want that to be thrown out there because I want people to be like, dang, Jordan over here. Are you sure? Nah, look, I agree with them. I'm just telling you what I hear on the side when, the player leaves and they sitting there like, man, I got to keep this guy. And they nervous. Like, oh, yeah, he working out with Chris Johnson. He working out with Olin. He working out with this guy. I got to keep him. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times people don't see that. People be stressed out when they see them videos come on. I'm going to leave y'all with this last one. A lot of times when you see a person in them videos, there's one person that is happy because he didn't got the video posted. And there's also one person that is over there
crying.
They're praying that he don't lose his guy. I'm just telling you.
Like, hey, Jordan, over there like,
That's what I'm saying, bro. Sick.
Yeah.
Sick. I'm just telling you, dog. Real talk, man.
Jordan started all this. Norris.
I did it, bro.
Yeah, hey, Swiss culture highlights. Yep, he
bro, look, I'll leave y'all with this too. The very first workout, one of my very first workouts I did with Phil Handy, I missed all the teaching points in that workout. I put the camera down because it was against the culture to really show what people are really doing. So a lot of times when Phil would talk to KD about to do, certain things, I would put the camera down. So my early videos, as you see, there wasn't really a lot of teaching points, man. And, I give a lot of credit to Owen and Chris Johnson because they were like, yo, we want the teaching points in there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I bet. I was just making sure that, that I wasn't going against the culture and filming everything that they do. But now we in a different culture. So.
And when you say, oh, you mean the guard whisperer, right?
Yeah, the guard whisperer, yep. But yeah, we're going to be on AAN every single night. So you're going to have to get up if you're on the West Coast. If you're on the East Coast, you're going to be good. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but appreciate you guys joining us. We got my man Ray, Norris, Ashton, the three amigos with the man Swish. Jay Swish.
He said, I'm Michael Jackson. Later Jackson 5.
I see that out there.
He said, I'm David Ruffin, and these are the Temptations.
I'm playing with you, bro. Hey, Ashton gave me the craziest squint. Nah, but appreciate y'all for joining us, man. It was a good conversation. We're going to continue this conversation. We're going to have some guests on here live very soon. Appreciate y'all.
Make sure you guys follow.
Subscribe. Yeah, follow us on the playback too. Yep. All right, y'all.
All right, now.